Thank you, President Tony. I'm not quite sure of that definition that I am a quiet, unassuming person that hides behind the scene. But I'm here today just to make mention of that one of the committees within the club structure is the Member Support Committee. It does a role that really isn't out there in front of people, but it's an important one within the whole structure of Rotary. For the last couple of terms with Hewitt as president and before that, it was referred to as the Almoner's Committee. And I thought I'd have a look and see what this word almoner was. If you pick up a present day dictionary, and a reasonably sized one, the word is not there. It's missing. So I rummaged back and went back into an earlier dictionary, and sure enough it was there at that stage, and came about in the late 19th century of helping people in need, and particularly with reference to hospitals. So I'm encouraged, Tony, that you're bringing back in this term member support. And that's there if you go back in the Rotary history a little bit, and I looked up some old annual reports and others which I seem to hang on to, and it was referred to in those eras as a member support committee. So that's what I suggest it should be from here on, not an almoner committee, because I think that is a little bit archaic and no longer quite appropriate. But it's a role of this committee just to be there to provide support to members, and maybe into the member's family even, should there be a need in some ways, and it could well be in sickness or some disability factor, that there's a need to have a person that they can link to who can then help the president and others to be aware of that and maybe give that person some help and guidance as needed. There's also that wider role in their vocation or their work environment where they maybe just want to talk to somebody. They maybe want to unburden themselves in some way and find, is there somebody else who I could maybe talk to, maybe relate to, who could give me some help? They possibly don't know where to go, and hopefully the Member Support Committee could give some direction and some leadership with that, with the help of the President and others to do so. Not in any way suggesting that they're going to be a vocational guidance person or even a mentor necessarily, but it's that link person, as it were, so that it can help the people along. So hopefully the committee will play its role. It won't be out there in front. You probably won't hear about them again from me, I would hope, etc. But they will be there and providing that support. And there's one or two at the moment there's some links to. And just to make mention of one, Ramanathan, who you all I think are aware now has been sick. I talked to his wife this morning. He didn't have such a good week, she said to me. I still can't be quite sure what's Rama's sickness or illness might be. That's the difficult part. You've got to be careful how far you go, and in going into people's privacy and other areas, etc. She hasn't indicated to me what his illness might have been, why he was in hospital, but the encouraging thing is he's making some progress, although this last week she indicated not as well as it could be. Member support. There it is. I'm that person to make that contact, as Tony suggested. He said, what a quiet, unassuming person in the background. I would hope I still keep that unassuming role in the background, but hopefully when I'm here, if you feel you'd like to make a referral for whatever reason, I can hopefully facilitate that in some manner. Thank you.